Hi, Star Nation! This is Hannah Constantino Arnold, your Binibining Pilipinas International 2021.
Hi, Star Nation. This is Samantha Panlilio, your Miss Grand Philippines 2021.
This is Cindy Obeñita, your Binibining Pilipinas Intercontinental 2021.
This is Maureen Montagne, your new Miss Globe Philippines 2021. And you are listening to Star FM.
It's all for you.
It's all for you. Basta Radyo.
Basta Radio.
Basta Radyo.
Basta Radio Bombo.
Hello there, Star Nation. My name is Star DJ Gabby, and welcome to a very special episode of Star FM Exclusive. And when I say special, I really mean it, Star Nation, because we have with us today the newly crowned Binibining Pilipinas Queens, and we will be chatting with them, and we'll get to know more of their journey in the competition and how they are preparing, syempre, for their international pageants. Kaya naman, Star Nation, let's all welcome Binibining Pilipinas International Hannah Arnold, Binibining Pilipinas Grand International Samantha Panlilio, Binibining Pilipinas Intercontinental Cinderella Obeñita, and Binibining Pilipinas Globe Maureen Montagne. Hi, ladies. Hi.
Welcome Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi, Star Nation.
Hi, Star Nation.
Wow, ayan. So, of course, welcome to their show. And syempre, I'm glad to talk to the four of you. And my name is DJ Gabby. And syempre, ako makakasama nyo for today. First of all, congratulations ha. You were finally crowned after the long wait. And especially since I know, syempre, may mga delays. There were a lot of postponements para naman sa pageant ng Binibining Pilipinas. Pero it happened na nga. And you're crowned. You have the crown na. Pero syempre, we are very happy for the four of you. So anyway, can you tell us about your journey in Binibining Pilipinas? And what are some of the best and most unforgettable moments of that experience? Let's start with Hannah.
Yes, so for those who don't know, my journey in Binibining Pilipinas actually started in 2019. And when I didn't walk away with a crown back then, I already knew I wanted to return, because the saying is, once a Binibini, always a Binibini. Because behind the scenes, everyone is really like a family. Not only the girls, the candidates, but the staff members. They really make it so enjoyable. And that's really why I wanted to return.
Yeah. And we're very happy for you now. Kasi, of course, you competed in 2019. And then you were part of the top 15. Is that right? And then, syempre ngayon, you actually took home the Binibining Pilipinas International Crown. And we are so proud of you. Okay. For ano naman, yeah, let's go to Sam. Si Sam, I think this is your first pageant. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so tell us about that experience of competing for the first time.
Well, it's been so lovely, I think, and just such an amazing experience. You know, joining a pageant, I never thought that I would make so many friends or enjoy so much of the moments that we have there, as well as the events. And so I'm just so grateful that I did join this year, because I couldn't imagine being with a different batch of girls. So, yeah.
Yeah, and of course, I'm sure very ang ganda ng friendship niyo with each other, 'di ba? So talagang we are just so happy for you then. And okay, for Cinderella naman, I know naman na you've been joining a local pageant sa inyo, 'di ba? Pero this is your first national pageant. Okay, how was that experience naman for you?
Well, just like Sam, it's been an amazing journey for me, because I really didn't expect that I would clinch a crown. And I'm just so honored and happy to be working with BPCI right now, because the working environment, the staff, and I think the responsibilities that we are faced with are really, really amazing. And I would have to say that being with these girls, also like the top 4 girls, it has allowed me to get to know myself better, because when we are to compete for the international competition, we really need to work hard, and being surrounded by these very empowered ladies, I think it really helps.
Okay, so yeah, congratulations. And we are happy, di ba, na parang first national pageant mo and you already got
Yes.
a crown, di ba? So we are looking forward to see you sa international pageant mo and for all of you then. Okay, so for Maureen naman, Maureen has been joining national and international pageants na already. So how was your experience naman sa Binibini? Ayan, okay, I think she's on mute.
Secret. Just kidding. um, thank you for
Okay.
having us. Binibining is really the gold standard, from how they treat the girls to the steps they took to protect us and keep us safe during the pandemic. This pageant was definitely a marathon. It was 1 year and 7 months. So I think there's just legacy, and again, it's the gold standard of pageantry with Binibining. From competing internationally to in the US to even fitness competitions here, nothing compares to Binibining. They really treat us like queens. I always feel respected. And again, it just comes down to that legacy. And it's a pageant that's owned by Madame Stella, that's owned by a woman. So again, I think it really is about women empowerment. It's not just for show. So I have to say my favorite pageants that I've ever competed in is definitely Binibining Pilipinas.
Wow, that's great to hear because we know that you've joined a lot of pageants internationally then, and your favorite is actually in Binibini. So
Yes
um,
pa.
that's great to hear. Okay, so anyway, syempre, you all mentioned kanina nga na there were a lot of postponements and it was moved and postponed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And I'm sure there were a lot of struggles during that time of waiting and preparation. Siguro there were a bit of disappointment na then. What is the most challenging part of competing at Binibini during a pandemic? And what have you learned from it? Sige, let's go back to Hannah.
I think one of these struggles, or I guess there were times where I was disappointed that, I was ready to be on stage, I was ready to perform after all that training, and then it would be postponed a few weeks. So there was a little bit of frustrations there that I just wanted to show everyone already, and stop my diet so that I can enjoy the food again. But I really learned like discipline, and I learned to remember that sometimes dreams do take a while. So I just had to work on my patience. And I think it really helped me be the woman I am today. I think if the pageant pushed through back in March or April, I wouldn't have been that same person on stage. So in a way, it was a blessing. But
And there's really a reason for everything, diba? And it was worth the wait because you all got the crown. Okay, first Samantha, what was the most challenging part of it all and the lessons that you've learned?
I think I would have to agree with Hannah with the diets, because every time they would announce a final coordination date, I would diet like crazy. And then all of a sudden, it's moved. And so times like that, it does get frustrating. And I've also learned how to just be more patient. And one thing also that I kind of struggled with during the pandemic while being in Binibini is my time management, because I went back into working full time for a business, and it was just quite hard to gauge, when I could put my whole time into the business compared to my time in Binibini training. So that's what I found the most challenging. However, I'm glad to say that, I just endured through it and just stayed motivated, especially to be a Binibini candidate and to achieve the utmost goal.
Okay, thank you for sharing about that, Samantha. Let's go now to Cinderella. Uh, how was it like for you naman to compete during a pandemic?
Well, DJ Gab, the most challenging part for me was really to sustain the energy and financial struggles, because I am from Mindanao. So whenever Binibini announced that we are to resume with the activities, then I needed to travel here in Manila, and then they canceled it again, then I needed to go back. So that was the most challenging part for me. But good thing that I got support from our LGU, from the people around me who really lifted my spirit up, because it's really difficult to compete when you're thinking of where to stay, of uh, what I can do, what should I do while we are facing the postponement, like mga ganon. So yun yung mga struggles, but eventually we prevailed. So good thing.
Yeah, and it was really worth it, diba? After all those struggles. Ayan. For Maureen naman.
I have to agree with the ladies. It was the mental stamina because not only were we battling the pandemic like everyone with all of the doubts and the fears and the uncertainty, but then we always had to keep in mind you have to be ready for the crown, you have to be ready for the competition. I myself was in Siargao and I had, you know, it was really, I had to let go of social media for a bit and just focus on myself just to make sure I was mentally okay and strong. But I'm glad we were able to push through. We actually started with 40 girls, and because of life and work and everything going on, only 34 were able to complete the journey. So I'm happy that all of us were able to complete the journey and get a crown.
Thank you for sharing about that. And you're right. Talagang yung energy din mismo, 'di ba? Syempre you need patience and you have to be ready anytime. So it means you have
Yes.
to be ready all the time kasi we don't know, maybe it's gonna happen next month or next week, 'di ba? Pero I'm just glad that talagang you were there till the very end. And as you mentioned, there were some girls who were not able to join now because life happened and other factors then. Pero yeah, we're just happy that ito na nga, you got the crown. Okay, so anyway, syempre, the pageant happened na nga and you were crowned and that must have been one of the greatest moments of your lives. Who was the first person you talked to celebrate? Like, who did you call first or who was there celebrating with you? Of course, aside from your Bini sisters. Okay, let's start with Hannah.
So my parents are actually in Australia, so unfortunately they weren't there on the night. So as soon as we were done with the photos, interviews, talking with everyone backstage, I really went to grab my cell phone and video call them. It was quite late, so my dad was asleep already, but my mom was still awake with all of her friends, and they were all just like yelling and crying, and it was so nice to show them that I had the crown that was for all of us. And when I went outside also, some of my Hanabis were there waiting. So they were the first people I hugged.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's good to hear. Thank you for sharing. For Samantha.
Yes, for me, so my mom was there in the audience watching, along with some family members and my boyfriend. However, my dad couldn't make it because he was out of the country, and the same with my brothers. So I called him right when I got to the dressing room. And just like Hannah, I actually saw my boyfriend for the first time after 4 months of not seeing him on coronation night. So yeah, big hugs, and it was a very just overwhelming moment.
Uh-huh. Okay, thank you for sharing. Let's go now to Cinderella.
Yeah, so during the coronation night, I was with my team from Cagayan de Oro. So I was so thankful that they really traveled all the way from CDO just to be with me during the coronation night. And immediately right after the competition, we had a talk, like we celebrated, and then I told them that the victory wasn't mine alone because I really shared it with them because they were really the ones who worked hard also for this. That even though they have jobs, daytime jobs, they were really with me all throughout the journey. They were with me for more than 1 year and 7 months, as what Maureen has mentioned earlier. So I
Uh-huh. Wow. And talagang dito mo makikita na there are a lot of people supporting you and there are a lot of people who loves you because sabi mo nga they have other priorities in life pero they were still there cheering for you. So happy for you. Let's go to Maureen.
The first people I actually called were my parents. So my parents are in the US and I haven't seen them for about 3 years. So living by yourself in the city can get lonely. So I'm really glad my team was there. So shout out to Ollie and Sean and Miss Mackie because they've really been with me. Like as Cindy said, it's not just us competing, it's our teams competing, it's our designers competing, it's even our provinces are competing. So my team was there for me. They were great moral support. And then also my boyfriend. I saw him first when I exited the Coliseum and it was really sweet. He just looked at me and he was like, Good job, girl. So it was a good moment. Like all of that hard work, because he was also there watching it, just in awe, because he's not so into pageants. So he was happy that it ended on a great note.
Okay, that's great to hear, and we're very happy for you that, of course, for the four of you, that your family and friends are there to support you, and like for Cinderella, then even the LG, right? So talagang ano, kitang-kita mo yung pagmamahal ng mga like the people in the community para naman sa atin. Okay, let's now talk about yung mga preparations niya for your international pageant. Okay, syempre, tell us if there are like dates na. And syempre, there are a lot that you will be doing. May mga training, and training will be on the way. So, siguro, what will you mostly focus on? Hannah?
Yes, so Miss International, it's still being finalized if it will be pushing through in November. I think they're just focusing on the Olympics first and see how that goes. So let's pray that we can go there in Japan in November. My preparations for in Miss International, there is no question and answer portion, but I actually have been attending Q&A trainings still because it is good to be updated with what's happening in the community. And of course, when we have interviews like this and when we engage in conversations in the community, it's good to prepare for that. And so I will also use that to prepare my speech because there is a speech in Miss International. I'm not too sure yet what I want my message to be, but I do want it to be a collective speech of everyone in the community. And of course, to get to that part, I need to show a good passerella. So I haven't yet been back to my passerella or catwalk training just yet, but probably in August, I will begin that. And a lot of designs also in the progress for, and of course, learning my Japanese.
Okay. We are definitely looking forward to see you on your international pageant, and
Thank
of course,
you.
the Philippines will be behind you for the four of you. Let's ask Samantha about her preparations, and if there was like things that you would love to improve on. What are these things?
Yes. So for the Miss Grand International pageant, they still haven't finalized a date yet. However, right now it's tentatively on December, but with the situation in Bangkok, it might be moved to early next year. So with that time, I definitely want to use it to improve my pasarela training, my walk, because as you all know, Miss Grand is very out there. You know, all the girls walk like they're on fire. And so I do intend to have a signature walk that is super bonga. And other than that, of course, I'm also doing Q&A training right now. And I also just hired a tutor to help me with my Thai because I know that that could also be an advantage when competing in Thailand from what we've seen in the results last year.
Uh-huh. Okay, thank you for sharing about that, Sam. Let's go to Cindy. Yeah. What are your preparations and for, of course, for your international pageant?
DJ Gab, I think I would be the first one to compete because Miss Intercon has already posted on their social media platform that the competition is going to be this October 29. So Egypt is 6 hours behind, and I don't know if what time is gonna be here in the Philippines. So I started already working out with BPCI our visa requirements so that we could apply, and also this August, I think it's going to be an intense fitness session and trainings. And I already started my Q&A sesh with my beauty camps, Aces and Queens and the house. And same with Hannah, I think we will be training together for our passerella because we belong to the same camp. And yes, same with Sam also, we really need to learn even the greeting slang of the country we are competing in. So in Egypt it's going to be Arabic. So I started talking with my Muslim friends and asked them if they could give me some the phrases, the common phrases in Arabic. And also I learned a lot from Mao. Thank you so much, Mao, because we were together I think last week. This week pala. And then she gave me advices and tips on what to do and what to bring in Egypt because she competed in Egypt before. Thank you, Mao.
Okay. Thank you so much, Cinderella. And syempre, as you mentioned, you will be the first to compete
Mm-mm.
among the four. So we're very excited on that. And syempre, talagang ano to it's good that Mao is actually helping you, right? Since she competed
Yeah.
before na din. And then it's very important then to know about the culture and specific greetings, di ba, of the country that you're competing in. So yeah, we're looking forward to your international pageant. Now let's go to Maureen. Of course, Maureen is not new to international pageant. She already competed before. What's going to be different now? What are you going to be training on? Tell us more about that.
So every pageant I've competed in, I've kind of molded myself a bit to the peg, if you will, or the mold of the crown. But for this one, since I am 28, this is my last pageant, I'm just doing this full 100% Maureen. So it's going to be very fun, very lighthearted. I want my walk to be, it's going to change. It's going to be more sassy and fun. And then I'll actually be leaving right after Cindy, the third week of October. I'll be traveling to Albania. And I think we will also be traveling to Greece and Macedonia. So I've never been in a traveling pageant before. So that's going to be a very interesting challenge. But I'm just, again, like all the other girls, making sure that I'm culturally aware of what's acceptable and not acceptable in these countries, and just researching the org, making sure to know what they're looking for in a queen.
Okay. And you've never been to Albania or the other countries that as you
No,
mentioned.
never. This will be my first time. I'm actually really excited, but a bit nervous because say it's super cold. So hopefully I don't freeze, but I'll be sure to bring lots of jackets.
Okay. Just a follow-up question, and for all of you, let's start with the Maureen. What are you most looking forward to do and experience once you're already there representing the Philippines? Because I know that this is gonna be like a once-in-a-lifetime experience of representing the Philippines. And what are you most excited to do once you're already in that country, Maureen?
So aside from meeting the girls, because that's the best part of pageantry, is you make one new friend from every country. So it's the best. But aside from meeting the girls, probably doing the national costume, I think that's a time where we can really raise our flag and showcase Philippine excellence with our beautiful costumes. So definitely our national costume portion.
We are also excited on that. And of course, for Hannah, you're going to go to Japan. What are you most excited to experience in Japan?
Yes, so I've actually been to Japan before po. I used to study Japanese in high school, so I did do a homestay there for 2 weeks. So I am so excited to go back because that was in 2012. And just like Maureen said, I'm so excited to meet the girls because I do have a group chat already with them and they're so fun. I think we're excited to do some TikToks together. And definitely to eat. When I was there, I actually ate some fried crickets. So I'm excited to try, the interesting cuisines again.
Okay, that's gonna be exciting. And you mentioned kanina that you already have like a group chat with the girls, so you were able to interact with the winners na, some of them.
Yes, yes, because some girls actually won in 2020. So they've had their crowns for a while. They've been waiting for each of us to be announced, and then they add us to the group chat. So it's so fun. Another girl was crowned last week, and then when she was added to the group chat, we all say, "Hi, welcome," and then we explain who we are, where we're from, and it's been nice.
Okay. We're happy for you. Yeah. Let's go now to Cinderella. She's going to Egypt. Okay. But Cinderella, have you ever been to um out of the country? Yeah. Tell us more about that.
Yes, I've been to Asian countries. I've been to Taiwan. Yeah, so yun lang, but not so far, just like Europe or African countries. So Egypt is really something that I'm really looking forward. So aside from meeting the girls, I also look forward to meeting the Filipino community in Egypt because we know that they will really give us a strong moral support during or all throughout the competition. So, mga kababayan, see you soon. And also, since I work in the tourism industry and we know that Egypt is really one of the most visited countries. So, also, I'm excited to know their tourism efforts and what they're doing and how they can really promote Egypt. So, yeah.
Okay, and as you mentioned kanina, di ba, Maureen is actually helping you with things like that. And we are so excited to see you in Egypt to represent the Philippines. Very excited on that. First, Samantha, where is your international pageant going to be happening again?
So it's going to be in Thailand, DJ
Okay.
Gabby. Yes.
Okay, so how are you how excited are you? What are you most looking forward to do?
So of course I'm excited to meet the girls like the other ladies. I've actually been in contact with some of them via Instagram. You know, they reached out to me and gave me their congratulations, and so they seem like very fun, and I can't wait to meet them. And another thing that I'm looking forward to is definitely the food as well, because I've never been to Thailand, even though it's so close. And so I'm very excited to try pad Thai from Thailand finally. And yeah, just to also do the national costume, because I know that Miss Grand is also very loud when it comes to that. And so I'm just excited to get creative and to represent the Philippines with that.
Okay, and we are definitely going to be rooting for you on your international pageant.
Thank you.
Uh, yes, of course. Okay, now since you've achieved this dream of yours, of course, I know talagang ito yung isa sa mga pangarap nyo because this is something big and huge for every one of you, right? Do you have like a message or advice for young girls who also dream of becoming beauty queens or those who wish to achieve their dreams in general? Let's start with Cinderella.
Yes, so to young girls who are dreaming to become beauty queens in the future, my only advice for you is to really read, is to really do well in school because that could be a good foundation for your pageant journey. It's really important that you equip yourself with knowledge because you can really use it. That it could be your weapon. It could be your weapon for your Q&A, and it could also be your weapon in choosing the right people. Because, yes, we admit that in beauty pageants, it's really important to have a team, to have a strong support system. So, as early as, yes, childhood, expose yourself with a lot of things because you can really use that.
Okay, wow, great advice, Cindy. And I was reading, and I know you also know that I was reading a lot of comments, and they can see that because you won in the votes, right? And then it's like a Cinderella story now, and we believe on that. You're so inspiring. You have inspired a lot of young girls, and you are doing that right now. So happy for you, and thank you for that advice. Um, for let's go now to Maureen. Maureen, what is your advice to young girls who have big dreams and or maybe for beauty queens?
I have to agree with Cindy. The beauty standard is always changing. And at the end of the day, beauty can be bought. So, what makes you different? It's your personality, it's your drive, it's your passion, it's your purpose. So, don't mind if you're not the most beautiful on stage. You know, even us girls, you'll never be the tallest, you'll never be the skinniest, you'll never be the youngest. There's always someone else. So, really just focus on your strengths. Um, and just be yourself unapologetically. I think the girls who know themselves the best really shine the brightest.
Okay, wow, that's a great message. Thank you so much, Maureen. Now let's go to Sam. What is your advice? Oh, an advice that you wish to share to young girls?
Yes, I would definitely have to agree with Maureen. You know, just be yourself, and also take every opportunity in life where you know that you could grow. Because when you join a beauty pageant, like Maureen mentioned, you really have to just be yourself, and that's when you shine. And I'd also like to tell these girls to just keep doing actions that lead to your dream and take the initiative to go out of the way to achieve that.
Uh-huh. Okay, and you girls, ladies, you are perfect examples of that. You have shown a lot of inspiration. I'm sure a lot of young girls are actually looking up on you right now, and they are very inspired with your life stories, with your success. Okay, for Hannah, what is your advice for the young girls listening right now?
Yes, so to all the young girls, young boys, anyone listening, if you have a dream, don't be afraid to go for it because as soon as you try, that's one step closer to achieving it. Don't be afraid to be curious, break stereotypes and standards, and like everyone has said, just enjoy while being yourself. And all of us will be here cheering you on. We hope to hear your success stories also. And especially for beauty pageants, there will be times where you may not win, but you're not losing. You're going to learn from that experience. So there will be bumps along the way, but you will come out of it stronger.
Wow, great message, Hannah. And I'm sure that because of this experience, all of you are now wiser, stronger, and you have shared that to a lot of people too. Thank you so much. Okay, now finally, what is your message to all the people who supported you on your Binibini journey? And can you please invite our listeners to continue supporting you on your new journey ahead? Let's start with Maureen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat for all of your love and support. This would not have been possible without you. Thank you to my province, Batangas. Thank you to my team, to Ollie, Sean, Linnell, JV, to KF, Tito Raj. You know, this was really such a journey for us. It tested us, and you guys were my inspiration. And I hope that you guys can continue to support us and cheer me on in Albania this upcoming November. So thank you so much. And you can follow my journeys on my social media, just at Maureen Montagne. So thank you. And I hope to see you guys raising your flag.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, Maureen. Now let's go to Cindy. Okay. What is your message to all the people who supported you? And of course, invite them to support you on your journey ahead.
Yeah, so to all Tagayanans and Miss you had been extremely supportive all throughout this Binibini journey. So daghan kaayong salamat, and most especially to all Filipinos who believe in me. Thank you so much for your trust. And I really have nothing with gratitude to all of you, and most especially to Star Nation. Thank you so much for having us and for allowing us to share our success stories. And yes, I am really looking forward to representing our country, and I really hope that you would still be with me to support me all the way. And I'm just so thankful to everyone talaga. So thank you to my teams as well, to Aces and Queens, to the house, to my family, my friends, everyone. Sa tanan-tanan, daghan kaayong salamat. And also to know more of our journeys, please follow our page, our Binibining Pilipinas page on Facebook, and we also have our Instagram and Twitter, I guess. So.
Okay, thank you so much, Cindy. And yeah, of course, we're very happy to share your story here on Star FM. Okay, let's go now to Sam.
Yes, first of all, thank you, DJ Gabby, for having us into Star FM. And to all my supporters, to all my Caviteños who believed in me, to my core team, to my KF camp, and to all the creatives I've worked with, thank you for letting me represent you. I am literally just a vision of my team. And so I'm so happy that this is how it turned out. We did it. And again, just maraming salamat sa inyo. And to continue to follow our journey, please follow the official Binibini pages on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok now. And the same with my accounts. You can follow me on social media at Samantha Panlilio.
Okay, thank you so much, Sam. Now let's go to Hannah.
Yes, so of course this journey was not mine alone. I couldn't have done it without my family, my parents first and foremost, my camp Aces and Queens, and also my trainers that I had in 2019. Thank you also to my fellow Masbateños who have been cheering me on actually since 2002 when I did my first pageant there in Masbate. So thank you to all of you, and I hope I will see you very soon. Thank you to the Hanabis. I'm so honored to be your queen bee, and I really do hope that you will all be with us on the international stage. And like the girls have said, while we're raising our flag, we hope you raise it also. And yes, continue following our journeys on the official Binibining Pilipinas pages or on each of our private accounts, which I think you can find if you just type our names. So Maureen, Cindy, Sam, and me, Hannah. And we're just so excited and grateful that you have all listened to us here today on Star FM. Thank you, DJ Gabby.
Okay, thank you so much, Hannah, for the wonderful message. And of course, we're going to be supporting you all the way. The four of you, we're going to be rooting for you. And we look forward to your international pageants. The whole Philippines will be behind you, and we will be continuing our support on you. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank you
po.
po.
Okay.
Thank you, Star Nation.
All right. Star Nation, that was our newly crowned Binibining Queens, Binibining Pilipinas International, Hannah Arnold, Binibining Pilipinas Grand International, Samantha Panlilio, of course, Binibining Pilipinas Intercontinental, Cinderella Obeñita, and Binibining Pilipinas Globe, Maureen Montagne. Of course, Star Nation, thank you all for joining us on this special Binibini episode of Star FM Exclusive. Once again, this has been Star DJ Gabby. Take care. Bye.